All right, so as predicted, Hillary Clinton wins a mandate and destroys loser, runner-up drumpf in the popular vote by nearly 3 million votes. 3 million American votes. He was killed, destroyed, decimated, and without meddling, fraud, voter suppression, Russian hacking, he would have never won the electoral vote either. Regardless, Drumpf will be the second unelected president in the last 20 years. The last unelected buffoon was George W. Bush, a war criminal and imbecile who destroyed and decimated our entire country and our reputation around the world, collapsing our banks, stock market, housing market, construction market, every market you can think of, raising unemployment to a catastrophic level that thankfully President Barack Obama brought down to a conservative level. We experienced the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil with war criminal George Bush in unelected office. Now we face having Drumpf, a self-admitted serial rapist, a serial criminal sexual offender who pals around with our worst enemy, Putin, praising him, praising communist Putin. What would Republicans say if President Obama praised Putin in the way that Drumpf does? Drumpf dismisses our U.S. intelligence. Well, whose does he favor? Putin's? Where will Drumpf be taking his intelligence briefings now? He's declined to take them here in the United States. So will he now be taking his intelligence briefings in Russia? This guy is a threat to the United States of America and the world. But back to the initial point, that Hillary Clinton won a mandate. She won the largest popular vote victory in decades. Decades. It was a landslide, a predictable one. The unusual thing is that 538 people made the decision for those millions. And going forward, we have to stop that. We have to make sure that 538 people do not decide for millions. In this case, a disparity of 3 million Americans. There's a mandate against Drumpf. In addition, Drumpf will enter unelected office with the lowest approval rating of anyone in that position in modern history, and the worst approval and highest disapproval of any person in the Wall Street Journal's polling of approval in this situation. Guaranteed, Drumpf will have the lowest approval up until he's either incarcerated for treason or impeached for not divesting his assets, which are pretty much worthless anyway. The guy is going to try and manipulate his creditors, whom he owes billions to. He's a pay-for-play kind of guy. He runs fake charities, fraud schools, and phony investment opportunities for suckers and idiots. We need to keep a close eye on this idiot. He didn't reveal his taxes. Nobody knows what's buried there. What you do know is he's filed 4 bankruptcies and refused to show his taxes. So let's take the Electoral College out of the picture in the future so we don't harm America any further. And so we entrust it to the voters, the American people, who overwhelmingly voted for Hillary Clinton, not for career fraud and self-admitted felon drumpf. This guy's approval is going to start horrendously low and land even harder. George W. Bush, the unelected war criminal, must be chuckling right now, thinking, thank goodness I'll be displaced as the worst person in America and the worst unelected buffoon in office, replaced by the biggest buffoon and biggest idiot of all time, drumpf, who is an anti-American siding with Russia and Putin over America. Let's make sure this guy's little escapade is short-lived and we impeach him or throw him in prison. That's the direction drumpf has been heading its whole life. Let's make sure drumpf finishes its existence in striped sunlight somewhere. And let's fix this electoral college before it destroys us and our democracy. Any patriotic American ought to want the people's vote to matter more than a system's vote. If we're to go this way, it would be the equivalent of saying that in a class of 10 people, 4 of them want one thing and 6 want another, and you let the 4 decide for the group of 10. It's not democratic. It's un-American, and we have got to get rid of it. Even dipshit drumpf agrees with that. Take a look. His own tweet.